example, the theme of migration would have been extremely relevant. I mean, for Nepal as well as for the EU, because we're facing such a big crisis in relation to migration, and it's such a deep, hotly debated issue. And I see there are a number, like the Portuguese film, your film. But again, not every film. So it was too much of a challenge to really put that as a red thread into the, because Macbeth, yeah, well, you can say he had migrated as well. It's a bit, not that obvious to link it to. It usually has films from all the EU member states. This year we have 23 films from 21 countries. Am I saying it now correct?
Yeah.
From 21 EU member countries. And the earlier years we used to have a theme or a red thread, like for example women, the world women, or the youth. This year it's a bit more eclectic, so we have a number of different subjects. And I think what is also interesting to note is that the numbers of viewers, of visitors of the film festival has been really growing. Last year it was a big success. We had more than 4,000 people actually attending. So I think it's really something that is now known in Kathmandu. An important event that contributes to the cinematographic culture here, and also presents what EU filmmaking in Europe means to us, and so it's a very good opportunity to showcase it here in Nepal. So, and it's also the diversity. You will see 21 different European countries with very different ways of looking at things. So it's very interesting to get a glimpse of what are the things in Europe. And on the program itself, this night we're starting on Friday night with the opening ceremony, and it will start at, I think, 6:30, Amber?
Oh, yes.
Yes. And in fact we're showing, and that's interesting to note, the film we're showing at the opening is actually a film made by a Luxembourgish director. As you may know, Luxembourg is the smallest one of the smallest countries in Europe. It only has 400,000 inhabitants. And we're very happy also to announce that the director who made the film, Donato Rotunno, is actually coming to Nepal himself to present the film. For that purpose, we have a small round table in the cinema hall on the podium for 45 minutes to discuss what we're going to see. We have invited some Nepali directors and journalists. The journalist is Sophia Pandey, who writes for Nepali Times on cinema. And so we will have a discussion on the trends in European and Nepali cinema, and also talk a little bit about the film that Donato Rotunno is going to show, which is a film called Baby Alone. And last year we had Paddington as the opening film, which is a children's film. It's animated, it's very, good fun for everybody. This year it's a more serious film. It's called, Baby Alone. It's about two teenagers who face a lot of difficulties. It talks about their problems at school, at home, drugs. So the irony is perhaps that it talks about the richest country in Europe, but it also shows that, it doesn't mean that if you are living in a rich country that automatically you're happier. And I think there the link with Nepal is interesting, because not so long ago there was a survey on happiness of children. And actually what got noted is that, for example, Nepali children responded to be very much happier, actually, if you compared it to many European countries. And so in this sense, I think it will be very interesting to see this film. It's spoken in Luxembourgish, which is also a minority language, one can say. It plays in Luxembourg, but it's quite a difficult movie because it talks about the problems of young people. And I think the strength of this director is that he hasn't shied away from showing very bluntly what young children have to deal with. So Probably after we're seeing that film, we're not going home in the same mood as after seeing Paddington, but I think you have to put it in the broader context and see what are the problems that young people are facing. And how can this also be a warning for maybe other countries like Nepal that are still, developing, but once or later can face those same problems. So that is the opening. So we start at 6:30, we have the round table, then afterwards at 7 we start a cocktail, to which of course you're all invited, and thank you again to the British Council especially for also contributing to this. And then at 8 o'clock we show Baby Alone by Donato Rotuno, which is the opening film. We're not showing Baby Alone again, because we feel we had so many other good films, and notably Macbeth. It was really difficult for us to choose between Macbeth and Baby Alone, but since the director himself is coming here, we said, okay, the opening should be with him. But Macbeth is shown twice, on Saturday and on
Thursday.
On Thursday. So that is again a major blockbuster movie, which I would really warmly recommend. And then of course we have the Swiss film as well. And then you can see the brochure, everything is explained, which films we're showing. Of course, we have the weekend and we have Holy, so hopefully people will also be able to take some time off and come and see, even during the fact that it's shown during the week.